Hey guys. Anyway, it is today's like Tuesday. Anyway, I wanted to talk to you today about nutritional labeling. Now, my doggy's being bad. She moving around. She being good. She cute. All right. Anyway, so I wanted to talk to you about nutritional labeling, but not GMO or real facts. Anyway. Okay, so if you are a product manufacturer and you have a product that has already been labeled for 50 years, you legally can adopt that label as for your own product and not have to actually do any new current research on how much nutrient is in your product. And so in some ways it's consumer education fraud. So for example, say orange juice started selling on the market 50 years ago. We'll say like concentrate or natural squeeze. So they would have had to create a label. So they would have had to have scientific research done on the stuff that was in it and the actual ratings or rankings of the nutrient value per volume or per serving. So say, for example, if you're a, orange juice manufacturer, not organic, I'm sure if you have to label organic, you have to probably do some new studies, perhaps. I'm not completely sure about that. But you, make sure my microphone is good. Okay. So you can adopt that orange juice label for your product, which means you have a monoculture orchard, or you buy one, or you're manufacturing juice, and you adopt this label now, likely that orchard, fruit orchard that's 50 years old or however old it's going to be grown kind of like a monoculture. So it doesn't have any plant diversity around it, which means that it has to be subject to human industrial complex additives, chemicals. So you can spray any kind of fertilizer on a plant and force it to grow a fruit or make it think that it has enough nutrient to grow a fruit. You can con the plant into just about anything. But to actually grow a product that has, high nutrient is a whole other deal. So basically, your orange juice now, because a lot of people, in the commercial, non-organic realm, they adopt this label, which means that their fruit trees have not been tested ever, that they can adopt this label that's 50, 60 years old as fact. And the fact is that most of the orange juice and other things that have these kinds of labelings, depending on how old they are, have zero basis of any kind of nutritional value in them because they've been using a lot of fertilizers and stuff for a long time. And the other thing, like say for fruit example, until the fruit completely ripens on the vine on its own, it has no nutrient value. So most of all this fruit in whatever it is, even the stuff in your stores, is green and sprayed. And basically, even if it's organic, has no nutritional value because it wasn't allowed to ripen all the way. So there are nutritional nuances to food, food as medicine, and understanding that what you're reading on the label just nutritionally could not be accurate. For example, if you're going to pick a juice, pomegranate juice is probably going to be kind of sort of closer to the accurate nutritional range on its label, because it wasn't really being made into pomegranate juice till like the 80s, maybe late 80s. So the first company would have had to pay all the money to do the study to find out the fact of the nutrients in it. Then other people could just buy that labeling and add it to their own product, which means that they don't know for sure. That's why I think everybody should grow 25% of the food volume intake in their diet, in their yard, or in their house to some capacity. Lettuce loses all of its nutrient value 3 days after it's picked. Most of the lettuce that you see in the store is a hybrid lettuce, and it can last up to 2 weeks after it's been picked. So, nutrient, again, is one of those things that should be studied and should be practiced, and it should be, utilized more with intake of food, and that less belief in what we see on the label, because that nutrient is probably not in that product. It was originally, but it isn't in that product now. Be aware, use your critical thinking when it comes to nutrition and nutrient, be responsible for your own health, which is be responsible for the food that you put in your body, and consciousness with nutrition. Nutrition to me is like data, and it puts data about your environment into your body, and it breaks it down into other data and information for other parts of your body. So, why buy data that didn't come from your area or your nation and put that in your body? It would confuse your body about your environment. So you'd have worse allergies because you'd be eating things from other places that are not within your local area. So you need to constantly be inundated with things in your local area, honey. Just so you know, eating the honey gives you all the properties of honey. If you put it in as a sugar, it's very tasty and you can totally do that. But after a certain degree, honey loses all of its microbial, bacterial properties. So anything cooked. So if you do grow a little food in your yard, I always tell people, always focus in on the greens in your yard. You can grow them year round, and then, lots of magnesium in those greens. And then you can make sure and get a really good salad once a day out of your yard, which is going to give you 25% of the nutrient, and a lot of chlorophyll, which is sunlight nutrition, sunlight medicine that activates positive and negative charges in our body. Anyway, that is all I have for you today. And today I woke up and I felt this huge wave of energy, kind of rolling, like a peaceful wave, kind of across this area. All right. So I'm just jiving in the wave. All right. Thank you. So study nutrition, study your own nutrition. Don't just look at what you see on the label. Get more food into your body and start growing a little food for yourself. All right. That's my tips for today. Big hugs. Hang in there. Sometimes it's tough, but hang in there. All right. Talk to you later. Bridget Lynn Dolgoff, Conscious of Economics and Urban Farm YouTube channel.